video just posing. Yeah. But like, do a front double bicep. Let's see how this guy looks. Remember, I'm an IFBB pro, and in comparison, how is he looking right now at his worst? Is that pretty good?
Bob.
Coach Greg, and I'm here with Hussein Farhat for an update. And as you know, he's preparing for his first natural bodybuilding competition. He's also doing men's physique. And so, how's it been going? How's the diet? How's training? How's everything? How do you feel?
Right now, it's a lot less energy than usually. Like usually, I'm around like 2,500 calories. Now I'm down to like 1,800, even 1,500 some days. So energy is going down. I'm 5 weeks out now, so not too much energy right now. Yeah.
And so the main problem apparently is not having as much energy as before, but really 1,800 calories, sometimes as low as 1,500. I mean, what do you expect? And how much weight have you lost so far?
Yeah, so when we met first, I was like 183, close to 183. I weighed in this morning 172, and yesterday like 171, so that was the lowest I've ever been.
And so some people are saying, well, you've lost a lot of muscle, and so that proves that you were fake natty. And so, I mean, think of it, he was 183 pounds, he's now 172 pounds. And so if he was on steroids back then, or SARMs, whatever, and then he stopped taking them, he's going to lose a lot of muscle. But you've been dieting now for how long?
It's been quite a while, like maybe 10 weeks, I think, so 5 weeks. 10 weeks for the whole show, so probably 5 weeks now.
And some of the weight that you lost, it's not just, let's call it muscle, it's a lot of water and fat. And so just describe that feeling. Like, how does it feel when you look in the mirror? Do you like the way you look? Do you feel like you've lost all the size? Do you feel like, geez, I can understand why people would say I'm a fake natty, like I've lost size. Like, how do you feel when you look in the mirror?
No, definitely not. I still feel like pretty big whenever I have a pump. Of course, I carb up before a workout, and then when I actually have a pump, I feel like a lot bigger. Like I look leaner, so I look bigger at the same time. So. And
so it doesn't sound like you have, like, a lot of people talk about body dysmorphia. It feels like you have a good, healthy self-image. Like you look in the mirror and you're happy with what you see.
Yeah. I've been training only for like, it's going to be 3 years. It's just turned 3. So I don't have a bad image, I would say. I'm still like getting bigger every single day. So I'm still in the beginning. Maybe like 5 years down the road, I'll look back. I used to look better before. Now maybe it'll start like creeping in. But for now, I'm good. I'm happy.
And so the people out there, if he hadn't lost a lot of weight, if he was still 182 pounds, you'd be saying, well, he hasn't lost any muscle, he's been dieting for 10 weeks, and so probably he's on steroids. And so then the opposite extent, if he's losing a lot of weight, you're saying, oh, he used to be on steroids and now he's stopped. And so no matter what happens, you're still going to call him the same thing.
I get
but
it.
He's shown us the blood work. And remember, anyone that wants him to do a drug test, blood work, so that we can really see what's going, he's welcome to do it. He's in Montreal, he'll do it anytime. One guy said, I don't believe you, and said, tell us where to go and we'll show up. And so the challenge is on.
Absolutely. And there was one guy, he wanted to test me. I told him, like, again, you can, if you're down to pay for every single test, I will get tested whenever you want for a year straight. And if I fail one test, I'm down to like, I'll refund him everything and give him 50,000 on top of the test. And he said he's not down for it. So
yeah, of course not. And so in case you're thinking it's just impossible to have this much muscle natural, 172-ish pounds, and he's 5'11".
Yeah.
Some people saying you lied about your height. I mean, you're way taller than me. Some people think I'm 5'5". I'm 5'6". He's 5 inches taller than me. That's how it works. And so think of it: 5'11", 172 pounds. Now, I remember when I won the drug-tested Canadian National World Qualified overall, I weighed 169 pounds. And so on stage, what do you in your head envision that you'll be?
Probably around 169, maybe like 168. I've been dropping pretty fast, so I don't know. Maybe if I carb up for the show, I don't know exactly how it works. I'm aiming for like 168, maybe, yeah.
And so in my eyes, he's going to be a lot lighter than that. When you dehydrate the body and you lose all that water, you're typically losing almost 5 pounds more than you expect. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's under 165 pounds. And he's 5'11". And so does it really sound impossible for a natural guy who's trained hard with really good genetics, perhaps let's call it 1 in a million, to be 165 pounds peeled on stage? To me, that sounds realistic. Now, if he were 195 pounds at 5'11", shredded, he'd probably be on the Olympia stage. But considering he's 165, it's not that big when you really think about it. So, seems realistic to me.
Yeah, I think it's just like the insertions that look a lot bigger than I actually am, like weight-wise. That's why people are like, usually when I tell them their weight, my weight, like they're kind of shocked. because I look bigger. But when you actually look at the weight for the height, it's pretty normal.
And some supplements that I've recommended you've been taking, I have some extras for him here. Turk Builder and GO2 Max. How many of each have you been taking?
So I've been taking one of each. This for my cardio, and I've been taking one Turk before my workouts. Yeah.
And do you notice anything? I mean, that's not a big dose? That's what I would start somebody on, the female. And so what do you think of that dose?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like I wanted to just try it first before going into like 2 or 3. Turk Builder, I've definitely noticed like I have like more aggression, I'd say, like whenever I'm training, so like more energy. I can like push harder, maybe to failure. I can like get one more rep, which is definitely noticeable. And GO2 Max, I feel like I'm not out of breath, especially with the calories I'm having right now. Like usually I would feel like kind of out of breath. This helps me definitely like just feel better when I'm done.
And considering you're saying that lack of energy as you're dieting, that's inevitable. Everyone who diets hard enough, like look how lean this guy is. Once you start getting close to 5% body fat, you're going to feel like garbage. And so GO2 Max for energy, to do cardio, it's going to help you so much. I would up that to 3 pills a day. And what that does, it helps you have more energy, not just during your cardio, but after. It increases your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So you do your hour cardio on the treadmill, bicycle, whatever, and then you have more energy throughout the day. And so rather than sitting on the couch potato, you can go out and do your shopping, mow the lawn, walk your dogs. You have more energy throughout the day, and so you burn more calories. And the Turk Builder, now as long as you don't have the insomnia, for me, I can't handle the 3 pills a day. It just is too much, but I would go up to 2 pills and just make sure you can handle that strong of a dose. Make sure it's not negatively affecting your sleep, because when you diet for competition, oftentimes you suffer from insomnia. It's not transomnia. When I was dieting like you natural, I would sometimes sleep 3 to 5 hours a night. It was horrible. I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
Your body is basically increasing cortisol, making you wake up and saying, go out and hunt, go and kill a deer. Bro, you're starving. And so it keeps you up at night. It doesn't let you sleep. It's saying, we're not going to let you sleep until you go and eat. And so you're sleeping, it keeps suffering, and then your testosterone levels keep going down. And so you got to get your sleep in, and so hopefully you're getting your sleep. Is the sleep still okay?
I'm getting my sleep, trust me. Like I go to bed, I eat like sometimes 8 hours. I feel like I'm sleeping a lot more than usual. I don't know why. Maybe it's like
awesome.
The low calories. My body's trying to compensate. I don't know. But for now, the sleep is fine. I haven't had any issues.
That's great. That was my number one problem. If I had to pick between a fat burner and a sleeping pill dieting, I would take the sleeping pill. It was way more important for me to get my sleep than to actually have like a fat burner to wake me up during the day. But it seems like you're doing so good so far. So as long as you don't have sleeping problems, I'd go to 2 Turk Builder a day, then you can up it to 3, especially as you get closer to competition, because the less calories you have, the lower your body fat, you kind of drag your ass in the gym. It's a lot harder to push the weights.
Definitely, yeah. I'll up this to 3 and this to 2 probably for now and see how it works, yeah.
To people who haven't competed out there, what do you think is the biggest challenge? I mean, this is your first experience, you're a young guy. What is the challenge that you've experienced dieting? Like, what is the hardest part of doing what you're doing? Like, what do you feel like that's the biggest thing to overcome?
I would say when it comes to, well, yeah, probably the diet, to be honest. That's the main thing, like making sure you're hitting your calories, not going above. With like temptations and stuff, you open Uber Eats, you have everything on your phone. So I would say that that is definitely the hardest part, and also like making sure you're planning your meals ahead, because if you don't have like some type of plan, you just might go off your plan and you just binge and finish like 4,000 calories for the day. So I would say, yeah, definitely the diet for now.
Have you had any days where you're like, oh God, I fucked up? Like, no, you don't want to tell me.
No,
it's like
not like fucked up, but like for sometimes I had like maybe I went above, but I made sure like for the rest of the day I had like 2 cans of tuna. Like that's the way I just made sure I had my protein in. But like probably the most was last week maybe. I had like some treat. It was like a pastry. But then I just made sure for the end of the day, like just having 2 cans of tuna, I get my protein in, calories stay pretty low. So I stay around like the 2,000 range.
Yeah, it makes sense. If you cheat on your diet, which 95% of people do, and so if you do, don't feel bad about it. It's okay, especially if it's earlier in the day. So oftentimes people will say, I skipped breakfast, I skipped lunch, I'm doing so good, I'm ahead. And I'm like, yeah, but you're just going to have increased ghrelin. It's going to make you hungry. You're going to binge until bedtime. So if you eat extra calories during the day, let's call it a freaking piece of pie or something, later in the day, it's like you said, tuna fish. You just lower your calories later, and so you can be on point. Now, let's say you went above your calories, 2,500, and you're trying to get 1,800. Would you do anything the next day that's different to compensate? Would you do cardio, lower your calories? Like, how do you deal with that?
So the way I do it, like I also say the same thing for my clients. Like I see it as a weekly thing as well. Like not only like daily. Like let's say I go over like 500 calories one day, I just make sure for the rest of the week maybe compensate by like 150 less for the day after, 150 less for the day after the next one. So just like see it as a weekly average instead of like a daily average.
I love that. I tell that people all the time. Don't think of it as how many calories per day. It's how many per week. You divide it up. So if you're on a 2,000 calorie diet, times 7 is 14,000 calories. And so think, if you had 1,500 one day, well, you're behind your 2,000 per day pace. You can eat a little bit more. And if you eat too much, say on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's okay. It's all right. You can make up for it by the end of the week. Now, you can do that with calories. You can also do that with cardio. Now, I know you don't like doing a lot of cardio. Is there any reason for that? You don't watch enough Sam Sulek videos? What's up with that? Why aren't you getting in that minimum cardio?
I actually started like doing cardio. Yesterday was my like first actual day. I'm gonna do 30 minutes every single day now. It's just boring, to be honest. That's the main reason.
See, what you do is you put on a Coach Greg video.
There you go.
And scream and shout about Nick Walker dropping out of Olympia. It's like, I ain't gonna pull a Nick Walker. I'm going to get under shade. Even if I look like Mike Isertel, I'm going to go in there with an improper tan and still compete.
Gotcha. The tan is not going to be the problem, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to get as lean as possible. And yeah, I want to win, so definitely going to start 30 minutes every single day, go through it. Probably like find some fun way to do it, like maybe basketball or whatever, just to get my cardio in and not be too boring, like just incline walking. But yeah, I'll do it regardless.
Basketball is great. However, running a lot, it can put a lot of stress. Like it's the eccentric load on the muscle, and it can make you sore. So don't do something where it's too strenuous on the body, because if you have to then go and do your squats and you're sore from playing pickleball, the camera woman, she knows we're playing pickleball. Your legs can get sore, and if you're sore for 2 days, you're not going to go in and squat properly. So make sure you keep your cardio at a normal pace, like zone 2. And I know you're saying that incline walk is boring, but you could read a book while doing this. You could work on your coaching plans with your clients. You could read all their emails. You could text them back. You could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's like I coach another girl, and she's in university, and I'm like, combine your studies with your work. A lot of people don't have time. Maybe you have to do an hour of cardio a day to get in shape. You do that hour, and you literally read your science book or your whatever book you do your work. You could do all of your work while studying. Really easy, heart rate low. Could only be maybe 110 beats per minute, something simple. Speaking of coaching, you do a lot of coaching. This is your full-time career, right? This is what you do for a living.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to coach in person, moved to like online. I've been coaching online for a year now, so yeah, it is my full-time job right now, yeah.
And so clearly he knows what he's doing. Look at his physique. Look at the transformation he's had. And primarily you're working with people between about 18 and 30, more of a younger crowd. Would you say it's more lifestyle, or is it like people competing? Like what do you specialize in?
Mainly lifestyle. Like that's what I did first before competing. Like this is my first show, so lifestyle for sure. Some people want to compete, and I'm pretty sure with this experience it's going to help me a lot more, like to coach people that actually want to compete. But for now, it's like mainly lifestyle, yeah.
And so you're looking for more clients? Are you booked up, or can you handle more?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm definitely like getting close to booked up, but like I try to make some spots. Whenever someone decides to like, continue on their own, that's when I have spots that open up. But yeah, I have some spots right now, yeah.
And I don't know if you want to come, I'm going to say this. How much are you charging?
It really depends.
Is it $5,000 to sign up for treatment? Like, what do you describe? Is it a monthly thing? Like, people probably want to know. They might be interested in hiring you.
So the way it works is like really depending on the person's goal. I like to hop on a call with the person first, see what they're working with, what their goal is, how long it would take us to get there, and depending on that, it's really going to fluctuate for the price. But usually goes from like the minimum to work with me would be like $200 a month, going up to you could get to like 1,000 plus. So it really depends on the person.
Okay, and so hopefully he doesn't put his prices up before too long, but maybe hire him before that. When I first started coaching, way back in the day, I would charge $500 for the first month and $200 a month after that. Within 5 months, I had quintupled. I think that's a math word. It went up by 5-fold. So it would be $2,500 for the first month and $1,000 a month after that. And so get him now while he's cheap, because I'm telling you, the prices are going to go up. And once you're a client with you, do you kind of lock in the price? Because I did that. I had clients that I coached for 5 years straight that were paying me before I charged more, and they were paying their minimum $200 a month, and I never put the price up until they stopped working with me like 5 years later.
Yeah, definitely. Like the way I do it is like some people don't have the money to afford like the higher tier, so they would be working with like a coach on my team. They still get calls with me every single week, but yeah, whenever they get in whatever price they came in for, that's what they have for the rest. But yeah, depending on what package they have. So like if they go for the higher one which is like really with me, that's the highest price. If it's lower, like again, they still want to get results. I have weekly calls with them still. I talk with them pretty much every single day. So yeah, whenever they have a price, it's locked in for them.
Okay, awesome. Now, people probably want to see what you look like. Now, this is him when he's flat, as in, normally, this guy, he knows what he's doing. He's going to the gym, he's getting a good pump, and when he posts a photo, he's got the pump, the vascularity, he's at his best. I mean, who doesn't do that? We all want to show our physiques off at our best. And so this is his physique at his worst. And so, I just want to show the audience quickly what you're going to look like. Well, then when we do a posing video, we'll do a second video just posing. But like, do a front double bicep. Let's see how this guy looks. Remember, I'm an IFBB pro, and in comparison, how is he looking right now at his worst? Is that pretty good?
Bomb.
What about the abs? Let's see.
Abs, right.
See, he's got the six pack going on, and so
Yeah, you're looking good, man.
and so that's his physique at his worst.
My worst.
If you're interested in hiring him for coaching, he's looking pretty good. Remember, he's still got 5 weeks to come in shredded, and he's 100% natural. Don't compare him to guys like Sam Sulik or other freaks that look amazing. Like, this is about as good as it's going to get for his age and training. He's got great genetics, and so please don't compare yourself to him. Comparison is the thief of joy. But if they want to hire you, they can. Let me guess, they're going to click on your Instagram, and then there's going to be a link. I always know how to say, click the link in the description. Is there a link in your description?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they go on my Instagram, there's going to be a link for the coaching, or they can DM me one-on-one.
Ooh, they can slide into the DMs. This is what the camera lady, Mepstagram, did.
Early.
So slide into his DMs, say, hey, bro, I want to hire you for coaching.
There you
Maybe
go.
take you out on a date. You never know.
Never know.
All right, so check him out. Hire him for coaching. Highly recommend it. He obviously knows what he's doing. He's been working hard at this. This is his full-time career. And wish him the best in the show in 5 weeks from now.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and interested in Turk Builder, GO2 Max, the supplements, the freaking cookbook, all that stuff, click the link in the description. And don't forget to enter code GREG, G-R-E-G. I can't spell, so hopefully you can do that. You get 15% off. And so there you have it. Until next time, I am out.